Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. This week, this is really a Step It Up video. Let me walk you through what the cards look like. This is the Step 1 card. This is the Step 2 card. And this is the Step 3 card. And this week, I also went ahead and, I don't usually do this, but let me show you. I finished the inside as well, stepped up. So just a plain white insert for the Step 1. The Step 2 card, we did a little crumb cake frame, mimics what we did on the front. And then Step 3, we did a lot. We did the crumb cake up here with the stamp detail, and then the old olive mat with the white and the Pacific Point, and then this little detail plus the stamping here. So it's a pretty detailed card. Usually this is always my favorite, the middle card, but I want to offer it to everyone. This is a great beginner card too. So let me tell you what we're doing. We're using the Best Friends Forever stamp set, and we're using this frame from 4 frames, and we do that by using a marker and omitting inking the bird and the ground. We just do that frame, so that's fun. Let me get started. All of them start with the same base, and all of them, I don't know if you noticed, have the exact same stamped panel in white. The details are a little bit different depending on what we're doing, but it's basically the same thing. I stamped this image twice here because it disappeared when I put the ribbon there. So that's the only difference on the stamping there. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using Whisper White. I'm going to move the base. And in this set of Best Friends Forever, you have this dot pattern. And we're going to use this one and the vine and this ornate, lovely thing. I love this thing, and I will probably be using it on everything from now on. And then this BFF. So I already have them mounted, and we're going to start with Pacific Point ink, and we're going to do the dot pattern. And I'm doing the stamped off technique, so you ink it up, stamp on your scratch paper, and then stamp on your cardstock. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Usually I have my head right over it and I'm lining it up, but since you probably don't want to look at my hair, I'm not. So anyway, stamp off, line it up, stamp off, line it up. I'm not doing a great job. I probably should have pre-done this for the video, but the other ones, when I could lean over them, came out pretty even. And it really won't matter very much. So that's your first step, and you'll do that for all 3 steps. And then the next step, still using the Pacific Point, is we're going to ink up the ornate flourish thing. And we're going to stamp in the corner up here. Good contact. I like the really vibrant blue. The fun thing about this card, you could use so many fun color combinations. You could use, pastels. You could go with kind of like not quite navy and still use the old olive and get a different look. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, I love it just like that. So then I'm going to take old olive, and the reason I used old olive is I liked the detail of the ribbon, and I like the satin ribbon, and this is the only green I had. So I guess I really like the satin ribbon. I need to buy more of it. The satin, the taffeta, and the seam binding are all my favorite ribbons. Okay, the next, what was I doing? Oh, the vine. So here's our vine and leaf. So if you're going to do the Step 1 or the Step 3, you just do, one thing here. If you're going to do the step 2, you probably want to either clean it or kind of the lazy way like I am. And then you just want maybe half of it inked up, and then come back and do like that. Cute, huh? Doesn't matter. You can't really mess this one up. And then all we're going to do is take the, as I said, the 4 frames. You're just going to take your marker and carefully go around here with an Old Olive marker. You're going to stamp it, then you're going to ink up your BFF in Pacific Point, and it's very easy to center. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really easy to center. And I did that ahead of time to save a little bit of time. Cut that out so I can use the punch. Probably need a little more. And I'm using the decorative label punch. You just want to line it up best you can. Punch it out. And then depending on which card you're going to make, you can either just put it right there on dimensionals for the step 1 card, and on the Pacific Point base. Very easy. That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to do 2 things. So that's step 1. And step 2, we're going to come back and get our Pacific Point back out and that terrific flourishy thing. I'm sure there's a real name for this. I'm just calling it the flourishy thing. And all we're going to do is ink sort of the outside, because that's all that's going to be visible. And just come in and stamp it a little bit. And this would be for step 2 and step 3. Maybe I'll turn it around and give it a little different. And you can't mess this up. Just play with it, get it the way you like it. And like that. So then that part is done for step 2 and step 3. Then the other detail for step 2 is the crumb cake mat. You'll put it on here. I did take a piece of ribbon. Oh, I pre-cut it so I would be prepared. Of course, I can't put my hands on it now. Where did I put it? Is it one of those where I've got it off in the corner and you can see it and I can't? I won't tell you how long I looked for a stamp today, and it was right in front of me. Okay, so anyway, you'll just add a piece of ribbon across here, and then you'll bump up your 4-frame BFF on dimensionals, and that's step 2. For step 3, it was a lot of little details, and if you like subtle details, you'll have fun doing this card. I added not only the crumb cake mat, but I added an Old Olive mat, and I spent a good deal of time. Oh, I did forget one thing on the step 2. Let me do it now. It's a subtle detail, but I did add it on the step 2. I'm using Baja Breeze and a sponge, and I'm just coming in little spots. I like the Baja Breeze for this because it's a light color, but it also has some green tones to it, and I think that kind of balances with the Old Olive and the Pacific Point. And it is a subtle detail, and it's probably more evident in person than it is on the film. Yeah, so that you can, I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, there it is. But on step 3, it's a lot of aging at this point. And for aging anything, I always use a combination. My 2 favorite go-tos, Sahara Sand and early espresso. And I'm just going to do this main piece because you'll get the idea. And it is a little time consuming. And you want to get your sponge, and I start with Sahara sand. And I just start adding the lightest color first, and you can go a little bit further in on the images because it is a light color and it's subtle. It's a subtle aging, but I really like it. And I do this for all the pieces. So I just go in and add the aging. And now I'm going to add some early espresso only to the outer edges. And we'll keep this open because I'll come back to it in a minute and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so all of that is done. And then you're going to want to take a distressing tool and distress the edge. And you'll go all the way around the whole piece. And after I've done that, because the white has been exposed by, the distressing, I go back in with just a touch of early espresso to kind of darken those newly exposed parts. And I will do this to this layer and this layer. I'll do the exact same process to this layer. This one will only get the inking. It won't get the distressing. And this layer also gets the inking. So all 4 layers will be inked, but only the Old Olive and the Whisper White piece will be distressed as well. And I will ink the BFF. And then it's just a matter of the ribbon, which is pretty, I had the piece already cut and trimmed and dovetailed and everything. So you're just going to take the ribbon like this. And you're going to make it even. You're going to dovetail these. I used a glue dot in between to hold it, one on the back to hold it. Actually, I did 2 on the back to flatten and hold, and then one on each dovetailed piece. You're going to place it where you want it, and then on dimensionals, you'll bump this up. And I added this little tab here just because I had a little piece and I thought it was fun. But that's it, basically. I thought this was a really fun set, and I do have a BFF, and I'm going to give my friend this card. I'm supposed to meet her for lunch in a couple weeks, so she'll get a card, probably this fun one. So here it is. Lastly, the step 1, step 2, and step 3. I hope you found this helpful, and you have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!